Well, global indices staged a strong bounce back, or rather are staging a strong bounce back after what has happened, or the carnage that's happened in trade day before and yesterday, in both those days of trade. So well, the US indices staged a strong bounce back after 2 days in the red, and that meant that markets which were in panic mode from the Russia-Ukraine crisis, in fact, US started off lower, sharply lower, before really staging a dramatic recovery. So the Dow rose around 0.25% in late trade yesterday. It was down almost 850 plus points before staging this bounce back. So really strong bounce back from US indices. S&P 500 also up around 1.5%. The Nasdaq was up 3.34% and 7% plus gain by the Nasdaq when we look at it versus the day's low versus the close. So strong set of bounce back from all three US indices. When I look at the S&P 500, that was up 4.2% from its day's low, and the Dow Jones was up almost 3% from its day's low. So clearly a whipsaw movement in markets. Volatility is continuing. Well, the other focus was, or rather an adjacent focus to this Russia-Ukraine crisis, was going to be on interest rates and yields and how the Fed moves on some of those things. And well, the Atlanta president, Mr. Raphael Bostic, said that the Fed is watching the Ukraine crisis closely to assess the economic impacts and will respond accordingly. We've had several Fed presidents come out and speak about some of those trends as well. Moving quickly on to how US stock futures are looking, they're looking mildly negative in early trade today. So after that positivity yesterday, they're currently in the red. Moving quickly on to Europe, well, Europe of course closed the day lower. There was sharp panic there as well. The DAX was down almost 4%, the FTSE down 3.82, along with the CAC 40 similar, and the Stock 600 was down around 3.2% in trade yesterday. When we look at how Asia has opened today, it's largely in the green, with the Nikkei up around 1.5%, Shanghai 2 rising around 1%, Kospi also up 1% or so. The ASX 200 is up around 1/3%, while the Hang Seng is down around 1/3%, probably the only index at the moment staring at a red. The SGX Nifty 2 is looking good at the moment, up around 2% or so. It's at around that 16,500 mark broadly. That's where the SGX Nifty is currently standing. So when we look at commodities, well, oil, which soared above the $100 a barrel mark in panic yesterday, has now leveled off to the $95 a barrel mark. Brent continues to sit above $100 a barrel. Gold prices jumped to $1,968 an ounce, have now leveled back to what it was yesterday at around $1,916 an ounce, and the dollar index has jumped to the 97 mark. It's holding well over there. The US 10-year yields have which plummeted, have come back to the 1.96% mark. So clear recovery signs across the board, across asset classes. And Bitcoin, which had lost sharply yesterday, is now 2.5% higher, just below the $39,000 mark. So we are seeing some sort of a recovery. Hopefully that sustains till Indian indices open, and hopefully they open in the green, which is what the SGX Nifty is indicating at the moment.